So we're in rural Wales, about 3.5–4 miles south of Aberystwyth down the coast. You can see the sea down there. Pretty remote area, and we've had absolutely terrible broadband since we moved here about 4 years ago. The reason for that, this is our old phone cable. It's been taken up now and is about to go to openreach to be recycled. And there's about 1 kilometre that served ourselves and our neighbour, and when it rained we didn't get phone, so didn't get broadband. As the FTTC rollout happened in Aberystwyth, our service got worse and worse until it stopped working. But we found a solution, and come this way and we'll show you what it is. So as a stopgap, you can see up on there, that's two 3G commercial 3G routers. There's cable running down the fence, and that's been what's kept us going for the last sort of 2.5–3 years. Before that, well, broadband was okay. We had about 0.5 meg, and that worked fine for us, and that really, we could work. I worked from home, kids, and my wife was able to use it. We had a satellite dish. Really, that was useless. Satellite is not a viable solution for rural areas, places where it rains. It doesn't work. Politicians should not suggest it. But now we have fibre to the premise, and the way we got it, well, it involved some work, and if you look up there, you can see a 12-ton track machine, and we're really grateful. And we were given a large amount of parts, like the pipe, and we put it in ourselves. And to get to that, we've got so many people to thank that we now have fibre to the premise. We've got 78 meg now. We could have a lot more. And first off, I think we have to thank Mark Williams and Elin Jones. Ceredigion is blessed in that we're one of the few counties where both the MP and the AM get the importance of broadband. We're so fortunate on both counts. And like Mike Chappell for his efforts with the BT Chairman's Office. It was around the time of the Welsh Government. We know that that broadband is a devolved issue, but around the time of the Welsh Assembly election, we just were, things had kind of stopped. And thank you, Mike, for getting things going with the Chairman's Office. Linda and Lisa, who work in the BT Chairman's Office, you are lovely people. You tried really hard to make a difference. Just the shame that the way things are sort of structured meant it's very hard to make things move forward. And we had to look for other means of keeping this project moving forward. One person who does certainly stand out is Owen Roberts. He's now moved on to sell and market meat. But Owen was Elin Jones's past case manager and absolutely pivotal in getting Susie Marson at BT, get Paul Jones at openreach to the party and make things happen. Owen, you are the #3 most wonderful human being on the planet, and we've dedicated box number 2 here to you. And this is the Owen Roberts Underground Box of Joy. Once we were able to deal with openreach direct, stuff just magically happened. As you see, we're on a track here. It's actually the coast path around Wales, and again, Bryn and Lowry, the farmers, for letting us dig up their track over sort of Christmas and the New Year. What we did was we got the duct and the various boxes from openreach, and sort of come this way. Tony, our neighbour, who lives about 0.5 mile down there, and we spent basically part of the winter putting the trench in. That's nowhere near as unpleasant as making the administrative side work. It shouldn't have been so hard to get to here. That choice is down to our political masters, who decide that rural Wales really relatively doesn't matter and could be left last or left out. There was one day that I was here between Christmas and New Year, and the rain felt like it was coming up from the ground. The wind was blowing. I was my 3rd set of waterproofs, and I'm thinking, God, I must really want this. And at that point, the digger driver was helping us. Sponge was sitting in a nice warm cab. Sponge and Alec, thank you very much. There's one person that was absolutely pivotal in this, and that's Kim Mears. And Kim, you're an openreach managing director, responsible for infrastructure delivery. You are the #1 most wonderful person on the planet. You got Ian Livingstone and Andrew James involved. You gave us 1.2 kilometres of duct, 7 boxes, bends, got the wayleave sorted out. We put them in the ground, we did the civils, and I guess that's the bit that, you know, openreach, it's not their core competency. Making stuff happen around fibre, around putting that sort of infrastructure is, so this worked really well. We've designated the underground box up here that seems to be based on the design of a nuclear missile silo. It's an A road class construction, and we've designated this the Kim Mears Shrine. Ian Livingstone, if you're retired, I hope you're having such a great retirement. You know, you did the right thing, and thank you so much for that. Andrew James, who you handed over to, just Andrew administered the wayleaves, got us the duct, the box, the ropes, the bend, the extra 2-inch duct, and answered any questions we had about the various specs, provided us with the specs for stuff, and it was just so easy to work with you. It was an absolute pleasure. Susie Marston, your shrine is the 3rd one down in the corner down there. Underground box is the Susie Marston Shrine, but don't think in any way it's less significant because it's in the corner of a field. You got Paul Jones involved. I don't know how Owen Roberts got you involved, but it was absolutely pivotal, and thank you so much for what you did. Paul Jones, project manager in Newtown for the BD UK rollout. You just made stuff happen. We're confident in you. You kept us informed. Once we knew everything would be, once we knew we were working with you, we knew everything would be all right. You made the jigsaw fall into place. Every problem was solved. People turned up, did stuff. The speed test is your shrine. Just wonderful. Thank you very much. We owe you. It was fantastic, Paul. Joe McDonald, you live somewhere in the northeast. Thanks for helping me keep focus on this. The openreach lorry driver who turned up, make delivery of 200 pipes, etc. easy. John, the openreach surveyor. I didn't meet you, but thanks for being so clear this project was doable, and to get fibre in here once all the duct was in. The contractors came to do the overspec box over there. And all the various BT engineers and contractors that we didn't meet, we don't know your names, but just as significant, thank you so much. Also the openreach engineers who kept us limping along, Eugene, David Jones, the two I don't have the name of, in particular Richard Woods, for your happy, upbeat outlook on the prospect of us getting an improved service. You are welcome to use our broadband Wi-Fi anytime. And Mark, the engineer who came on Friday to do the final install, and was probably a little bit shocked that we'd baked a cake with openreach on it. One other person, again, gave us the idea of doing 3G is Peter Williams from the Welsh Government. Thanks for your wise words. Your sage counsel of the alternatives. You're a wonderful human being. You made a huge difference with the stopgap. The Welsh Government needs more people like you. To the rest of the Welsh Government civil service, I'm sure there's great people in there. We haven't met them in connection with broadband. The people we've had contact with, in particular, the office of Julie Jones, thanks for bugger all. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Your arrogance, indifference and buck passing was world class, and you do nothing to help the people of Wales and its economy. Sermon over. There's still a lot to do in rural Ceredigion. If you live in a rural area in the UK, never give up. Try every possible option, speak to everyone, learn what you can. Don't take no for an answer. That's what we did. We didn't take no. Ask and ask again. Hassle. Don't accept delay and excuses. In 2016, fast broadband should be a right, not a luxury. For our kids, this weekend is the first time they've ever been able to use YouTube. It's not a luxury, it's an economic enabler. But what I've experienced was actually openreach doing their very best to provide that. At no point can I have any criticism whatsoever of openreach. You do this little bit here. It's a huge, huge project. to do the whole of Wales, of which this is just the smallest fraction, but you get an idea. Maybe we put in 15-20 days, and you multiply that across all of Wales, and what openreach did. I really have come to think that openreach is a fantastic organisation, hamstrung by insanity from the outside world, but maybe that's a skewed view, I don't know. But when just ourselves and openreach will work together and involved and talked, it's kind of joint project for the 10 people who live here. We're a family of 4, a family of 6 down there, so we've all got school-aged children. Things just happened, and we have the outcome now that we both have viable broadband. Kerry's Fitzpatrick, we were introduced by our local councillor Alan in about 2013. We disagreed on how Ceredigion would fare in the next 3 years of the rollout. Today only about 55% of Ceredigion has fast fibre. Rural areas have been left behind. It's not your fault, it's not openreach's fault, I believe, but from where I sit and what I've experienced, I believe the choice of the Welsh Government to leave rural Wales behind. Ceredigion Council have also been willfully blind. Again, there's great people in Ceredigion Council. Some of the councillors have been really supportive, they know there's a problem, but again, some of the paid staff seem to be willfully blind. And rural communities are being seriously disadvantaged and may never recover from the loss of their young people, whose lives are online on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat, and their friends are there and they move away. And that cannot be good for Wales. But Kerry, I am good to my word. We looked into it, and it seems that a mankini is banned under human rights legislation, so you can't have your wish that I'm going to run around the field here in a mankini. It's going to have to be shorts. And when I mentioned I would run around the field that we own when we had fast fibre broadband, you said, and I quote the exact words, "I'm looking forward to that." We got broadband!